we were talking before about you guys are bringing everyone back or bringing almost everybody back, which is so unique in a league now that has so much player movement. And the confidence that it gives you to have a group like this, where we're taping this a week, less than a week before ring ceremony, and the West is really good. It's like there's a lot of competition.
Always good.
Yeah, it's and probably got better, but at the same point, you have the confidence of being like, you're not figuring anything new out with this group. Like, this group has been through it already. And so have you been able to pass that on a little bit to the rest of the group of like, this is not normal. This is not a thing.
I can tell them, but like you heard, they don't even remember games from the postseason. Like that's like, but honestly, that's like, we make jokes about it. That's like one of our superpowers as a team is like the amnesia of like a good or bad performance. Like there was times last year where we would win 10 games in a row. And the 11th game, we'd go out there and pretend like our energy and our focus is like we haven't won yet.
Yeah.
Same thing is like, I don't know when we did last year, but we lost maybe 2 in a row in like the middle of the season. And like when you win a lot of games and then you lose a couple, it feels like the losses feel bigger.
Yeah.
And then the next game we come out and we dominate and go on. And it's like for us being such a young team and having a collective group of young guys, like the ability to like move on and not think too much is one of our superpowers. And it's fun to be around because like I have that, but for them to have that, like we said, with a few years experience it's really unique.
Did you have that before you got on our team?
No, dude, I didn't. I had to learn that. And some of that is just like playing through the seasons and like being on teams in LA that won a championship and then being on like two-way and then playing in Chicago. Like I got a different taste of like different team success rates. And like, dude, there's just too many games. Like if you carry it over to the next one, like I can't remember what game it was last year. We lost a game we weren't supposed to. It might have been San Antonio early in the year, the Cup game. And D Jones was devastated on the plane. And like he's sitting at the table with us and like he's like,
no, that was the Cup game versus the Bucks. That game too.
He did that too. But there's another one because we were on the plane. I remember he was on the plane. And Shay looks at him and Shay just like really knew. She's like, bro, let it go. It's like, it's over. Like we played bad. All right, cool. We got to go play again in 2 days. And I was like, that's when that's when you understand the league. Like when you're not carrying that into your next game and your next week. Like,
so you feel like you learned that here?
I learned that through playing in
Chicago and
in a couple of different teams. But this is one of the, it helps being on good teams. Like it's easier because you're winning more. But like this team and the Lakers chip team, like those two teams did it the best.
What about the the hunter versus hunted when you're coming into a season with a ring? And you've had to do that before. You guys are about to go through it, but there is a different dynamic of you're walking in everywhere now, and it's it's the champs. It's not just this is this good young team that's got like all these like exciting young players.
Promise
like,
and No, we got a little taste of that last year towards the end of the season. Bro, honestly, like I said, like our amnesia and like to be able to go out and just play the game and not think too much about who we're playing and what the significance of the game is like we played against Brooklyn last year and like they were like they were the second or third worst 3-point shooting team percentage wise as a team. And they had 62 at half and we're shooting like 50% from three. And like everybody was like trying to figure out what, or should we change anything? It was like, no, dude, it's like they're respect to them. Like this is one of the bigger games for them. Like we're coming in first in the West by 1 million games. And it's like, we got a bunch of good young players. They got young players that want to be good. And they just kind of played out of their ass for a half. And then we righted the ship and then ended up winning the game and you move on. And it's like games like that are kind of what you have to expect. But when we played good teams last year, it was wars. Like it wasn't like they didn't respect us and like we had to like earn that. I feel like they knew that we were good.
And I feel like a lot of it, like for our team, the hunter versus hunted thing, like I feel like we're hunting like bettering ourselves. And I feel like we were the same way last year and the year before that. Like we were hunting the better versions of our team, the better versions of our offense and defense. And I think that as long as like we keep that mindset and that approach to the games, like I feel like that'll continue to put us in the best position no matter if we're being hunted harder or whatever it is.
And that's part of it too, is like you talked about like teams improving and it's like teams changing. It's like teams getting better. I think we can get better.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's scary for the rest of the league. And just from the fact of like how good we were last year and saying that out loud of like, we can improve and there's ways that we can get better. It's like, that's kind of what we chase. And then also like the dynamic of like young guys that he hasn't made an all defensive team yet. I'm sure he wants to and probably will. Like, he just got paid first contract. He wants to get to a second contract. Like, there's things that as a young player in the league, you have goals, you have wants, and like that filters into some of how you play as well. Like, obviously we have a good team. We want to win a championship, but like there is individual accolades, check marks, benchmarks to hit that I think a lot of the guys on the team, you know, want to get to. So like there's some intrinsic motivation from like guys to accomplish certain things as well as the collective moving in one motion.